Have you ever watched the Terminator 2 movie and that the robots came from a future, tries to protect or kill the real human being? And it was the human's old horror that the robot can disrupt your life. However, before robot, the AI is coming for your job. So you didn't lose your job to a robot yet, but you might lose to a $20 per month subscription AIs. And Chinese recently published this kind of robot, and they made a robot dog and also very smaller than a human-sized humanoid robot that can perform a boxing or kicking, or they can hold some objects, or they can sort out in a factory, or uh, and also, or they can even hold some. They put some machine gun above this robotic dog, and also the Tesla officially announced that they have some robot that can do a little bit of cooking, a little bit of yoga, or sorting out objects above up in the desk. And also, it is very clever way, and they have a very complex hand, and in a very sophisticated way too. They can even hold the egg, and it is really crazy and very high tech, and also very very expensive. And also the Boston Dynamics, which is very famous for doing parkour thing or creating some robot dogs for the first time that can be used as a commercial um, level, but it is really super expensive. But and recently, this company it has been sold to a Hyundai motor company. So this was a human's very old horror, but the future is not like you imagined. So the job market has been changed after the AI came into the market, but robot has been came into the market before AI. However, the robot didn't cannot impact that bigger because the robot itself is the sum of motors, and to control the motor, you need a lot of folks to program and or like pre-program or reprocess everything. For example, if you want to put a robot into the factory and you need to calculate every movements and memorize everything, and then so a, a lot of engineers or technicians needed to do the job, and it means like very expensive, and the robot itself is also expensive, so maintenance cost is really horrible. But the AI is really cheap. You can use it by paying $20 per month, like for example ChatGPT or Claude or Gemini, etc. And as far as I know, there are hundreds of another uh, separate AI models, and it is even invisible, and it is disrupting computer science uh, students or office workers or finance or bankers. And actually, as far as we imagined in the past, the factory worker would be replaced sooner than intelligent white collar people. However, as I show you, this kind of a concrete pudding robot, and it is like there is a pump and premixed concrete, and the pump puts some concrete, and then they suck up the concrete and put it into the land and to create a wall. Okay, so you can imagine it is very similar to a slush. So right, using a draw, you eat the slush, right? So suck it into the your mouth and then like spitting it, something like very similar way, right? And also the robots are being used in the distribution. So in Amazon Center, this one robot can hold up to very very stronger force, right? As far as I searched it before, and it can hold about 500 kilograms. Very, very, as you see, the plastic boxes are stacked over this robot, and it can move these very looking heavier material from here, from there, and then they can follow these tracks. And as you imagine, the human being cannot handle this kind of heavy boxes with only their two hands, but they can use it. They can use some wheels, but the robot itself is very smaller than human being, and it means like in factory or in warehouse you can put way more items than before. And also let's check it out some CS jobs data. So every each and every thing shows that job apocalypse warnings, and it is some kind of very not that bad news, but you know as far as I heard, many students who graduated from computer science got a job position just by just after graduation. And this New York Times also says goodbye $165,000 tech jobs. Student coders seek work at AAA, right? It is really doomed. And also AI layoffs has been claimed like 90,000 since 2025. I think it is very shocking for United States because they never actually their economic state has been very good since the Black Monday, very in the old days, or even 1970s, the oil shock. After that, the United States job market has been uh, experienced some ups and downs, however, not that bad. But in Asian countries or in European countries, they already had experienced this kind of crisis before, job crisis. What I mean, not the AI crisis, but so it can be kind of new normal, and human can adapt to a new change. However, the already being created differentiation cannot be redone.